The Port of Melbourne is Australia's largest container port, delivering world-class integrated facilities and services to enhance Australian and international trading activities. The Riverina is recognised as an economic and vibrant regional hub, and given its strategic location, is a centre of advanced agribusiness and value-added manufacturing. The region's economic prosperity is closely linked to efficient transport and infrastructure to move products such as wine, grains, meat, rice, citrus, nuts and cotton.
The Riverina, my parents settled here in the early 60s. The availability of water, the very rich alluvial plains that we have, and we've got strong-minded, enterprising people that have turned this area into one of the premier regions of Australia, where we grow everything from grapes to cotton, rice, citrus, our chicken enterprise, and now nuts are a fairly big industry. This is all due to the quality and the reliability of the water that we have from our irrigation system.
SunRice began exporting Riverina rice in 1961 with around 80,000 tonnes shipped to overseas markets. Export markets have grown considerably since then, and in the last crop year we exported over 200,000 tonnes to over 50 different countries around the world. These countries include the Middle East, the USA, Europe and Asia. As a result, we've seen SunRice grow into one of Australia's leading branded food exporters.
Really have enjoyed an amazing growth which is based on the amazing place we call the Western Riverina and the irrigation communities, and we're so proud of what the Western Riverina represents and what we're able to export to the world. But over our 20 years we've started from a very modest base of perhaps 20,000 tonnes in our first year to now be exporting between 120 and 150,000 tonnes of these specialty grains, primarily driven by wheat but also by malt barley, and the countries that we are targeting: Korea, Japan and Taiwan, which we call the high GDP North Asian countries. Pacific Islands, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, where the shipping lines provide us with some considerable advantages over other competition.
In 2018, we had a bumper year here at Southern Cotton. We produced 250,000 bales out of our gin. Out of the whole of the southern New South Wales, there was almost 1 million bales ginned across the 4 gins, and all of that cotton went out as export via the Port of Melbourne.
The Port of Melbourne has been working closely with our stakeholders in the Riverina for many years, and in 2001 established a regional office in the area to further build on these strong relationships. Since establishing a presence in the region, we have witnessed significant export growth in all sectors of industry, with continued domestic and international demand for food and fibre expected to drive higher value agricultural production.
Expansion started in the early 90s. By the mid-90s leading into 2000, we're exporting dozens of containers per year. And then after the phenomena of yellowtail, the number of containers actually grew to well over 10,000 per annum.
Our affiliation with the Port of Melbourne ensures that we have access to a world-class, safe and reliable port facility. This provides SunRice with an efficient freight supply chain.
Our warehousing business is only going to be a success and only going to be efficient for the merchants if we have an efficient and reliable logistics pathway. The communications between the Port of Melbourne and our logistics providers are essential so that we get containers up, we get them packed on time, back on the train, into the port and to the boat on time.
Given the diverse range of agricultural products that the Riverina produces, we're now exporting well over 100,000 containers to various destinations around the world.
GrainLink would not have been able to achieve the export success that we have without the Port of Melbourne. They've enabled us to have low-cost, reliable service that just means we can get access to compete on that world stage. Without the Port of Melbourne and the services they provide, we would not be able to be sitting here boasting of the tonnages we are able to serve or access out of the Western Riverina, and the benefit to our business, to the farmers and of course our whole community.
The Riverina is well connected and will continue to grow from its network of freight and logistics hubs servicing Australia's eastern seaboard. And the Port of Melbourne is committed to supporting regional and rural businesses to achieve sustained commercial success. We will continue to work closely with our key stakeholders to enhance the efficiency of freight movements, provide value-added services to the region and maximise the contribution of freight and logistics to the region's economic performance well into the future.